Welcome back to Today Rocket Science. I'm Adam BALKIN. Now, walk the floor here at the first Robotics Championships, and you will notice there are definitely more boys than there are girls. But as our Alex Stockwell explains, not necessarily for long.
It takes a 12-volt battery to run these robots. And behind the machines, there's a growing source of power. Girl power, that is.
Women look at the whole picture and bring people together. Women do really wonderfully in FIRST.
But it's not as simple as that. Science and robotics have long been seen as a male-driven venture, something that girls say needs to change.
Girls don't really understand that they can do the same things that guys can do. They just see the guys working and they're like, oh, okay, I'll leave that to them, I'll stay here, do my own thing, where in reality, they can do it just as well as anyone can.
FIRST wants more girls to dive into the world of engineering, despite the misconception that robotics is a guy thing.
Women that make things are really cool, and society kind of walled them out from that bit of pleasure.
More and more young women are getting involved. Some are going as far as forming all-girls teams.
We really want to get more girls inspired with STEM, and so we've been trying to recruit more and more girls because a lot of girls are scared of STEM. They might see us and say, hey, those girls can do it, so I can too.
These trailblazers know what they're up against. Convincing other girls to get into engineering isn't always easy, but they say it never hurts to try.
It's an opportunity to learn something new and to give it a try. A lot of girls don't understand that, and they think, well, I might be interested in this, but I'm not going to do it because that's not a girl thing.
But robotics comes down to more than just being a girl thing or a guy thing. It's about building a future of solidarity and working together as one.
To get up there and to be seen as equal with other guys, it shows other girls like, hey, we can do this together. We can create things for the future together, not just men.
And when it comes to powering these robots, it's really anyone's game.
Well, it's not just something you can try to convince girls to do. I'd say convince everyone to do it. It's not a girl thing or a guy thing. It's a human thing.
For It Ain't Rocket Science, I'm Alex Stockwell.
But boy, girl makes no difference. If you can play a role in creating one of these things, there's a good chance folks will be fighting over you when it comes time for you to get a job. Our BREE Driscoll has more.
Boeing, Disney, and SpaceX, all names at the top of their fields when it comes to technology. They are also some of the biggest draws at the FIRST Innovation Fair.
It's like the World Series or the Super Bowl for geeks.
The fair takes place down the street from the Edward Jones Dome, which houses the Robotics Face-Off. So what better place to look for candidates for internships or even jobs down the line?
I think they're inspired, they're inquisitive minds, they love the art of the impossible and trying to figure out how to make it possible.
Not only do the companies benefit, but the students do as well. They get advice from the experts on possible career paths.
I had a conversation with a young lady earlier today saying, if I want to go into math, what can I do with that? And to be able to talk to her about real things that she could do. She knows what she can do about it with her robot, and then how does that apply if I want to build an airplane?
But for many of these students, before they turn to an occupation, they'll set their sights on higher education. The fair showcased representatives from dozens of learning institutions from around the world.
The mission of FIRST and the mission of MIT are well aligned. At MIT, our mission is to use science and technology to solve the important problems of the world, and to do it in a collaborative, team-based way. And that's very much aligned with what's happening here at FIRST.
Now the fair serves as one-stop shopping for students under one roof. They can check out educational opportunities and future employers. Parents find it appealing as well.
She has been doing FIRST since she's been in the 7th grade. She's now in the 11th grade, and this is the perfect time for her to be exploring different colleges and also looking for the different opportunities that are available to her.
My goal is to come here and just kind of show them all the science and technology and, you know, just the things that are going to be open to them by being on the robotics team. You know, all the opportunities that they can, you know, achieve through this, because there's a lot of stuff.
And in the digital age, many parents have their sights set high for their children.
This is good for him to see some of these companies, because these are the companies he's going to want to work for sure, no doubt. You know, I'm hoping like NASA would be good, or Google, you know, those are good ones.
Endless opportunities for students just starting out on their career paths. For It Ain't Rocket Science, I'm BREE Driscoll.
Now, switching from companies that are looking for potential employees to one we caught up with that has already hired a bunch of FIRST alumni. So, how are those alumni doing? Our Taralyn Wagner finds out.
When PTC is looking for interns or new hires, they practically pluck them right from the pit.
When we see an application of a student and the student has on their resume that they've been on a FIRST robotics team, immediately that resume jumps to the top.
That's because companies in every corner of the tech industry know exactly what a former FIRST kid brings to the table.
You know that they can work with teams, you know that they have good speaking skills, you know that they can get up in front of an audience and present, and they can work to a schedule and they can deliver.
And I can say from experience, because I've hired them, they really produce great work and they're fun to work with as well.
Based in Massachusetts, PTC developed solid modeling 3 decades ago. Their CAD software is provided to each team to help them design their bot before they start to build. It's the same software used in real-world engineering.
And that's really our goal, is we want the FIRST teams, the students on the FIRST teams, to really have an experience in engineering in the real world.
Their commitment to the goal also takes on several dimensions. The company sponsors hundreds of teams around the world, investing more than $250,000 and countless volunteer and mentoring hours into cultivating what they see as the future workforce, and not just their own.
Those kids may not come to work for PTC, but they're going to go to work in industry. And it may not be our industry, it may be another industry, but they're going to elevate industry in general. And that's what we need in order to propel the United States forward.
In fact, Scott Morris argues the investment is already paying dividends. He's a mentor, but says often it's the students who teach him.
They're always coming up with new ideas and new ways to look at things.
Clearly, companies are interested in hiring people with FIRST in their background. But exactly what kind of careers does this experience steer them toward?
The answer? Pretty much any career you can think of, and some that don't even exist yet.
I can go back to the FIRST teams and say, hey, I work on night vision goggles. I work on the coolest software in the world. And look what you can do with it.
There's a technology and there's people who use that technology. If you don't know how to use the technology, you can't disrupt the market. If you give them a capability, the kids can use that capability to make something great, like solving world hunger or creating a technology for online education or things like that. So the technology coupled with the person creates all kinds of exciting things.
For It Ain't Rocket Science, I'm Taralyn Wagner.
All right, we do have to stop for one more quick break. Then, coming up, we will highlight the big winners, and the future of FIRST will be split in two. To find more hands-on science, technology, engineering, and math opportunities in your community, head over to theconnectory.org, all part of Time Warner Cable's Connect a Million Minds initiative.